Hey, locker room, what's up, locker room? Just got back home. Um, it's here. The boxes have all come in, so they're putting the cameras. They'll come in the beginning of next week to put the cameras in, and then I'm going to do a show from the presidential bunker. I can't wait to do that. But I was watching something yesterday, and well, I was watching when they were interviewing Patrick Ewing before the New York Cleveland game 2. He was talking about the excitement that they have in New York, with having a chance now to go to the finals, and how it brings up so many memories, and how this team reminds them of the '99 team that went to the finals. The Patrick Ewing team that went to the finals, and he was like talking about, well, when guys are playing, they're right there, right in the arena, and everybody's going crazy. Even John Stark jumping around, and everybody, all the old team, saying, "Sit down, dog, before they kick us out of the arena, man. Sit down. They better not kick us out. We put them in a championship, stuff like that." They were just having a great time. All those guys that came together that year. Now, if you remember, that '99 year was a strike year. So they played, I think, 50 games, shortened year. And it took a minute for the Knicks to get started. But then they got in the playoffs. The last minute, last second, last card, and boom, made a run all the way to the finals. And they were trying to draw similarities to that team and what's equal to this team. And they talked about the togetherness and the closeness of the players. And Jalen Brunson's dad was on that team. I was like, see what I mean? How when the Knicks are playing like this now, all of it rises up. I hope they don't sweep, because I'm going to Game 5. That's Wednesday next week. I'm going to Game 5. That's solid book right now. Remember, I was going to last Game 5. I set it up, but then they sweep and I couldn't make it. So I'm hoping that they don't do that. I'm going to get that Game 5. Yeah, I'm like I was saying, I'm definitely going to be at that Game 5. I was just looking for the date on that game that I'm definitely going to be at once they take care of this business right here. And it is, okay, Game 4 is that Monday. Game 5 is that Wednesday the 27th, 7 p.m. That's why I need this now. I need Cleveland to go ahead and win one game. One game. But I love the story. I love the glory for New York. And it's New York. It's the Big Apple. These guys now are talking about Jalen Brunson as one of the greatest Knickerbockers, New York Knicks, ever. Ever. Big body Bronson. Some bad boys in there. And I heard Patrick Ewing talking about how, it's so great to see Jalen Brunson, man. And I love that. Jalen Brunson doing his thing. And he was the little kid that was walking around in their locker room. He was messing with all of them, walking around in their locker room now, and seeing a play like that. Man, that must be insane for him. What a hell of a story that is, So, yeah, I was watching that. And you know what I was thinking? Why can't the Cowboys give me this? This is what I want. I want to see them on that kind of a run that me, Troy, and Emmett, and Dion all come show up at the box or at the NFC Championship game. Going crazy, man. I want to have that, man. It's been 30 years. And watching the Knicks have it. You see, because I experienced it in Miami this year. being a part of what we used to do. And then I see the Knicks and what they're experiencing. And they say, oh, it reminds us of the team like 99. And incidentally, that 99 team lost in the finals. To who? The Spurs. So that's how I turn to the other game that I just watched tonight, because I thought, oh, this lines up. The New York Knicks Giants. The New York Knicks are going to do it again. They're going to make that big run. Get to the finals and lose to the Spurs with Victor Wembanyama. They're going to lose to the Spurs. But then tonight happened because we were all still drunk off the head wine of game one with what Victor Wembanyama did, that now that these guys have been physical with him in game two and then walked in San Antonio and got physical with him for game three, I see a befuddled Wembanyama. This is not the frat. This is not to be to go crazy or panic. This is the reality of professional sports at this level. I always say to people, you see, this is prison mentality. Prison mentality. You gotta beat the bad man to be the bad man. You have to beat the bad man to be the bad man. And Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs have beaten OKC in the regular season, but tonight's game separated it. It says, you may be coming, but you're still on my breast milk. You're still a baby. You're not the grown up. And OKC went in San Antonio tonight to show them that. And Victor Wembanyama, when I saw him sitting up there, I thought, this is his Detroit. I thought about Michael Jordan and how he had to go through the physicality of Detroit. This is Victor Wembanyama's Detroit. Michael Jordan took a couple years. Remember, right after he lost that one series, he said, right to the gym right now. I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to get stronger. I got to get more physical because Detroit has been physical. No layups for Michael Jordan. No anything. They leaned on him for 90 feet, the whole court. They leaned on him, laid on him. And that's what they're doing to Victor Wembanyama. And I'm telling you because when I played basketball, I played in the post. Yeah, and I like the battle because that's the physical nature I have. This is the most tiring way you can play any sport. That's why grappling is so tiring, because all of your muscles and your heart has to pump blood to your arms, to your legs, to your hip. You're trying to pick up. You're tightening down and muscling up on so many things that your heart just pumping blood for all of those functions, and it wears you down. And they're wearing Victor down. They're posting him high. They're posting him low. No matter who shoots the ball, closest to Victor, you got to box him out. They're keeping a body on him. And they're learning to always press him knee down. When you're pressing somebody and boxing somebody out, and you box them out, and you can get up under their knees, you stop all of their strength. They can't drive you anymore because there's no strength to drive from knee to ground. You see, that's why you got to get up under people. So I'm telling you, I see them doing this to Victor, and I can see his frustration. He said tonight, I got to be better. I got to get better. I got to help my teammates more. That's a way of not admitting I'm losing my battle right now. That's the way. That's what he really admitted. Like the Huggins thing, he's pressing on him, bullying him, and it's tiring, man. And then he goes out and get a break, and they bring in the next guy. He's doing the same thing, and he goes out and get a break. Then they bring in Caruso. He's doing the same thing. You see, it wears down this one man, this one beast, and he has to work through it, or he has to grow over it. The only problem with growing over it is it'll take years, at least this year. But if he can work through it, it'll have to be game 4. Because they went down 2-1. And all I can say is OKC showed you why they are the champs. OKC showed everybody. They started this game down 15-0 and ended this game winning by 15. That's the meat part. From the time they were down 15-0 to the whistle, from that whistle to the gun, they outscored San Antonio by 30 points. The 15 they were down and the 15 they gained, a 30-point swing. That San Antonio will have to look in the mirror and say, what the hell was that? Is that us at a bad time, or is that us out of our league at this time with OKC? In the locker room, I told you it's getting good now. It's getting, because now we get to see what OKC made of. And I love the swings, the pressure swings. The pressure was clearly on OKC after game 1 in what Victor did. And now that pressure has swung clearly back to Victor Wembanyama in the San Antonio Spurs. And what coaching, what little thing you can come up with right now to get an advantage. And I can't wait. I'm anxious to see if Cleveland in Cleveland can show up. I need them to. And I think tomorrow's game will be the best opportunity. And I'm telling you, I'm saying that with my heart, just so I can see game 5. It'll be hard for me to see Cleveland win in my mind with the way I've seen the last few games go. And I told you guys, I saw it even when Donovan Mitchell was trying to calm down James. He throwing him off. I didn't like any of that. He's just trying to settle you down and get ready. And I want you to respect that and respect him and understand he's the star of this team. And say, I got you, brother. I got you. I'm going to calm down. He was doing his job. Yeah. Let's see. Cleveland, I need you to win 1. Just 1. Probably the 3rd will be great because the 4th, if you wait to the 4th game, you're not going, hope will dictate your effort and you won't have much hope, so you may not give much effort. But if you win this 3rd game and then you'll come back and play hard the 4th, but maybe lose it, then they can close out game 5 with me on the floor. Ticket ain't no good unless these feet hit the wood. Your feet got to hit the wood. You know what I'm saying? Ticket no good unless feet hit the wood. Yeah.